Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Praise be to Allah, the Lord of the world, the Lord of the universe. Blessing and salutation are always given to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to his families and companions. Honorable all the audience, beloved brother and sister. On this occasion, I would like to deliver my speech by the title, How to Get Better at Dealing with Change. My beloved brother and sister, change is an unfighting constant in our work life. Sometimes it's within our control, but most often it's not. Our jobs or rules change, and not always for the better. Sometimes it's better, it's sometimes going worse. Our organization undergo roles and reform their strategies, and we need to adjust. Fortunately, there are ways to adapt to change and even to take advantage of it. First is find the humor in the situation. Trying to find a funny moment during an otherwise unfunny situation can be a fantastic way to create the levity needed to see a vexing problem from a new perspective. It can help others feel better as well. Pioneering humor research, wrote A. Martin, who has studied the effect of different styles of humor, has found that witty banter or affiliative humor can lighten the mood and improve social interaction. Just make sure it's inclusive and respectful. A good rule of thumb is that other people's strife is no lagging matter, but your own struggles can be a source of comedic gold. Next is about talk about problem more than feelings. What do you think about it? One of the most common myths of coping with unwanted changes is the idea that we can work through our anger, fears, and frustration while talking about them a lot. This isn't always the case. In fact, research shows that actively and repeatedly broadcasting negative emotion hinder our natural adaptation process. That's not to say you should just suck it up or ignore your troubles. Instead, call of your anxiety or your anger at the outset of a disorienting change so that you are aware of how it might distort your thinking or disrupt your relationships. Then look for practical advice about what to do next. By doing so, you'll zero in on the problems you can solve instead of lamenting the ones you can. The third is don't stress out about stressing out. Our beliefs about stress matter, as Stanford psychologist Kelly Macy Conical argues in The Upside of Stress. Your reaction to stress has a greater impact on your health and success than the stress itself. If you believe stress kills you, it will. If you believe stress is trying to carry you over a big obstacle or through a challenging situation, you'll become more resilient and might even live longer. When you start to feel stressed, ask yourself what your stress is trying to help you accomplish. Is stress trying to help you excel at unimportant tasks, like a sales presentation or a big interview? Is it trying to help you endure a period of tough market condition or a temporary shift in your organizational structure? Is it trying to help you empathize with a colleague or a customer? Or is stress trying to help you successfully exceed of a toxic situation? Stress can be a good thing if you choose to see it that way. The fourth is focus on your values instead of your fears. Reminding ourselves of what's important to us: family, friends, religions, convictions, scientific achievement, great music, creative expression, and so on, can create a surprisingly powerful buffer against whatever troubles may be ailing us. In a series of studies spanning more than a decade, researchers by Jeffrey Cohen and David Sherman have shown how people of all ages in a range of circumstances, from new schools and new relationships to new jobs, can strengthen their mind with a simple exercise. Spending 10 minutes writing about a time when a particular value you hold has positively affected you. The technique works because reflecting on a personal value helps us rise above the intermediate trait and makes us realize that our personal identity cannot be compromised by one challenging situation. Beloved brother and sister, we are going to the last point about the way of how to get better at dealing with change. It is about accept the past but fight for the future. Even though we are never free from change, we are always free to decide how we respond to it. Viktor Frankl accompanied this idea after returning home from 3 horrific years in Nazi death camps. He discovered that his mother, brother, wife, and unborn child were all dead. Everything in his life had changed. All that he loved was lost. But as fall became winter and winter gave way to spring, Frankel began to discover that even though he could never go back to the life he once had, he was still free to meet new friends, find new love, become a father again, work with new patents, enjoy music, and read books. Frankel called his hope in the face of despair tragic optimism. Frankel's story is an extreme example, of course, but there's all the more reason why we should find inspiration from it. If we fixate on the limitation of a specific change, we inevitably succumb to worry, bitterness, and despair. Instead, we should choose to accept the fact that change happens and employ our freedom to decide what to do next. So, some people think that change being better, but it's depend on you. If you can make it better, maybe it's being better but then not getting worse. So, maybe this is the end of my speech. I'm sorry for all my mistakes. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.